Today's video is sponsored by Good Chop. Today we're sponsored by Good Chop. And friends, I got my first package of Good Chop just a few days ago. We got some steak, including the filet mignon, New York strip, and a ribeye. We've had the New York strip, I've not had the other two just yet. We got some chicken and some pork, and we fried the chicken actually yesterday. It was delicious, but my favorite was the steak. Not that the steak is any better than the chicken, but steak is just my personal preference. So friends, a few important things to mention about their product. It's only the good stuff. Good Chop especially prides itself on sourcing beef that comes with no antibiotics or added hormones ever, no artificial ingredients, only the good stuff. Good Chop has easy access to high quality products. They offer convenient, contact-free delivery right to your doorstep. Order fully customizable boxes, choose beef, chicken, seafood, and pork products that you like the most. With Good Chop, all products are sourced from the USA. Unlike many other companies, Good Chop sources its meat and seafood exclusively from American farms and fisheries. By choosing Good Chop, you support local family farms and independent ranchers right here in the US. Right now, Good Chop is offering $120 off for all my subscribers. Right now, you can go to goodchop.com/YouTube to get $120 off across your first 4 boxes. Be sure to use the promo code, TheWoods120, to get your discount, and there's a link to that down below in the video description and also in the top comment. So once again, a real big thank you to Good Chop for sponsoring today's video. I really appreciate it. Now let's get back to the video. So welcome back to the Sawmill, friends. Let's go get in the 574 and do some brush hogging. Is it called brush hogging? Some people up here call it bush hogging. I call it flail mowing because I'm using a flail mower. I guess it don't really matter, does it? You guys ain't in there. So I've been down here in my log yard this morning moving stuff around, and I found some logs that I forgot I even had. So I moved around about half a dozen logs already. Mr. Cotto is really good for that. I tell you, a tractor's good for moving logs around, but a skid steer is so much faster. So much faster. So I got some weeds to knock down because they were growing up around the logs. I need to make this look a little bit better. And I need to come up with some kind of system for organizing the logs here at the sawmill better. If you guys got any advice for me, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear it. friends, I got a lot done in the log yard today. Got some mowing done, especially over behind the kiln. That's an area I can't mow until my neighbor cuts his hay. I was glad to finally get that mowed down. It looks a lot better. But guys, I tell you what, I found some logs in here and I'm not sure where some of them came from. So here's what's going on. I get most of my logs, I'd say about 80% of them from tree services. And I've got about 2 or 3 guys I work with, and sometimes they bring stuff and I'm not even here, which I don't mind because I've got a good reputation, a good rapport with them, a good relationship with them. That sounds a whole lot better. My goodness, I can't talk, guys, I tell you what. But sometimes, you know, they come by and I won't even know who brought them. But this red oak right here, friends, or these 2 red oak right here, these are good ones. I don't know where they came from. So if you're watching, one of you 3 tree guys out there, and you remember bringing these over here, send me a text message when you see this. I'd like to find out where they came from. We've got Mr. Blue with us today. Don't ask me how he got that name. So this is the first one. And Mr. Cotto had no trouble shoving it out of the way, but I tell you what, when I went to pick it up, it was heavy. That's a heavy red oak right there. I measured it and it's exactly 8 foot and about 2 inches. There's a little bit of a swell on that end, or taper rather. The bark that's still on there is nice and straight. So this log right here, friends, has the potential to be, you guessed it, a quarter saw log. Even though it does have some taper to it, I can probably get that out of it when I put it on the sawmill. That's going to be a good one. And over here behind it is another one. This one's about a 10-footer. I think I'll take about 2 foot off of it for firewood. I like for my red oak boards to be 8.5 foot long. I like everything to match. So I'll probably take 2 feet off the large end down here. That's the swell at the butt of the tree. And you can tell that by the hinge wood on the other side. But this one right here, friends, check it out. No knots. The bark is nice and straight. There's no twist. Very little taper. This is another candidate for quarter sawing. Really glad I pulled these out today. They were over there behind all that mess between those 2 pine logs. Like I said, guys, sometimes stuff comes here, and especially in the middle of summer when grass is growing, and if I don't get it out in a day or 2, it gets camouflaged. But it makes for a nice surprise when I do find it. Also, while in the process of doing all that, I dug out some attachments. We got 2 buckets, an auger for the front end loader on a tractor. I think Mr. Cotto will run that as well, a box blade, and over here, a 3-point hitch auger that goes on the back of your tractor. All kinds of stuff down here. I need a better system for organizing all these attachments. So sometime after the Paul Bunyan show and after I do the addition to the chicken house, I gotta get that taken care of first for the wife, we're gonna build a pole barn here for the tractors and all these attachments. So all this stuff you see on the ground will finally have a home, thank goodness. Hopefully we can get that done before the end of the year. And more than likely, I'm going to hire somebody to do it. I just don't have the time to do another timber frame right now of that size. That one right there, I still need to finish. It's been sitting there for over 2 years, and I've not even got the doors done. I need to really allocate some time here the next few weeks and get that done before winter gets here, because it will be here before you know it. All right, guys, we're up here at the sawmill, and I'm not going to saw any logs tonight. It's getting kind of late. It's already, gosh, it's 7 o'clock. I've not even had dinner yet, but I want to cover a few things here before we go. Number 1, I really appreciate everybody's thoughts on the last video, or maybe it was 2 videos back, I can't remember, when I told you guys about the skin cancer surgery. And to update you guys on this, it's getting better. Hopefully by the time Paul Bunyan rolls around here in about, 2 weeks from tomorrow, man, it'll be here before you know it. Hopefully by then the bandage will be gone and it won't look too bad. It looks pretty bad right now. I've got a lot of stitches up here. It looks pretty nasty. So appreciate everybody's thoughts about that, and I think I'm going to be okay, hopefully. I gotta go back, I think, in 5 months. The dermatologist said she wants to see me twice a year, so I guess that makes me probably high risk. She said most people go once a year, but she wants me twice a year, so it is what it is. Make sure this camera's still working. Keeps on cutting off on me for some reason. I went through like 4 batteries down there in the log yard today because the GoPro kept on shutting off for some reason. I tell you, these cameras are aggravating. All right, guys, before we go, I got a little bit of a bonus here since this was a short video. About a month ago, I put up a video on a cherry log and it had some copyright violations that I was not aware of until just recently, so I had to delete that video. If I left it up, it would count as a strike on me on YouTube, and I don't want to have any strikes against me. So I went ahead and took it down, and I had to redo some stuff, and I made it a lot shorter. I think it's about 3 or 4 minutes. So instead of putting that out there as a separate video, I'm gonna put it at the end of this video. So if it looks familiar, you might have saw this about a month ago, but I hated that footage was lost forever. So I thought I would try to go ahead and put it back out here on one of my other videos. That's kind of confusing, I guess. It confuses me just talking about it. Man, this camera, I tell you what, okay, it's still on. Keeps on timing out here on this main screen. It's really aggravating. So stay tuned for this log. It's a cherry log. It's a really good log. Had some nice lumber in it. And we'll be back tomorrow, friends. I got to go in the morning and get some rock because I need more gravel down here at the new parking pad. And I need to come up here after that's over with and saw up some more cherry. We got, how many we got? We got 4 cherries, and the last one is that monster you guys saw me come up here with in the last video. I think it's about 28 inches, and it's an 8-footer. It's the biggest cherry I've ever had here at my mill. I'm really looking forward to putting that one on the saw. So, having said all that, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Thanks to everybody on Patreon for supporting me here on the channel. And I'll see you guys here in a few days. So don't go anywhere though. Stay tuned for this little bonus here. It was a really good log. I actually threw some water on it at the very end. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon. So on the Sawmill, this is a customer log. It's cherry, but it does have one problem that I can see. There's actually 2 problems to this log. I told you wrong. Number 1 are all these end checks right here. The second thing wrong with it is the length. You can tell it's shorter just by looking at it. Yep, 7.5.